Alright guys, this is Kyson, skating my friend's ledge, and probably gonna teach you guys a little tutorial on how to do crooks. Alright, so, crooks is one of those tricks where you don't really have to have any other, grinds. I mean, if you can get back 50s, it might help just to be comfortable rolling up to a backside. But, I like to have my feet, depending on if I'm going to be doing like a trick out or something, but I mean relatively, my front foot is, my ollie is like this, my front foot is like a little bit hanging off the side, just so that way, and then my back foot's like an ollie, and my foot's hanging off so that way when I pop and get into it, I have like my whole foot on the nose, so that way I'm not trying to drag my heel or anything, and that's just the most comfortable way. Another thing is, like, one of the key things that I've learned is when you get into it, like right when you pop and you know you're gonna get into the crook, you want to, like, obviously you have the board crooked, but you want to be leaning like on your heel, your front foot. So you're like that. So that way when you get, I'll show you on the ledge, when you get onto the crook, so on the back side, but if you put your weight in your heel like that, it'll like push it. It'll push it in and just lock it in, because when you crook, you're gonna want a solid like lock in feeling, or else your board will start to turn into the nose slide or something. So just ollie up, foot right here. You want your foot like in the pocket and then just leaning on your heel, and it'll just feel like as soon as if you lean on your heel, you'll feel it lock in. But another thing I've learned too is just leaning back will help sliding, because if you're leaning too far over the board, it's just going to throw you forward and you're going to stick. Nothing really else I can think of. I mean, if you're comfortable doing like anything backside, you should be good with this trick. Yeah, I'll give you guys another example. Yeah, that's pretty much how I do crooks. It's not too hard of a trick. One thing I forgot to talk about a little bit ago though is like people can get into the grind, but their biggest trouble is like they'll get to the end, and then it's like, what do I do here? And they'll just like, they don't know, like, because they're so used to doing like 5-0s, like basic grinds, 50s, they can just fall out of them, they can lift out of them. But when you're doing crooks, the main thing you want to do is if you're grinding, right when you get, depending on how fast you're going and how long the ledge is, once you start getting to the edge, you just want to do like a little, you want to be obviously in control of the grind and the board, and then just push out with your front foot. So like you're crooking like this, obviously your weight's on your front foot, and once you start getting to the end, you just want to like with your front foot, just like push out like that. Like when you do nollies, how you push out and pop, it's the same exact thing with the crook. But that's like the biggest thing I've seen people mess up on when they do crooks, is they'll like try and just like turn out of it or fall out of it, and it just ends up in then like landing primo, accidentally doing like heel flips out. So yeah, key concepts are lean back, make sure your front foot's in the pocket and you're leaning on your heel, and then just remember to push out at the end and you should be fine. This is Kyson, and that's how you crook.